Yes and no. Zach is incredible talent, and he's got a lot of great projects ahead of him. He's actually was doing some big stuff before he got there. I just had a feeling that they built him up so high at the beginning, he had nowhere to go but down. Terry Fisher is bowing down to him, at the beginning. And another thing about Zach is he's from Canada, and Canada wasn't allowed to vote. So, so I think Zach would have been there at the end.
But that's because we're in the USA, so
we are.
They can have their own Canadian on the line.
Yeah, so that didn't. I wasn't too upset about that part. But Zach was a good guy. That's something else I want to ask. Who do you like? Who's you friends with there? Everybody was pretty cool. I didn't click with all the guys or girls, but for the most part, it was a totally different reality show in the fact that we all genuinely, cared for each other for our careers, and we helped each other out on scripts and ideas for a little bit. Now, by the time I was, too sweet, Eternal Waters was sweet, I wasn't telling anybody around me. And I actually went up to Will one week and said, Will, don't ask me for suggestions, don't ask me for ideas or anything, because I'm not going to say anything. I can't truly, honestly tell you that I'm going to tell you the truth. And that's just because me and Will were, two good Christian guys. And I'm really, really happy for Will. I mean, I am. He's a great guy, great family, and I was really happy. I truly think this whole thing worked out exactly the way it was supposed to work out. And but I thought that was kind of funny. The guys would, of course, they tell me an idea. Let me pitch this to you. What do you think about this idea? And if it was a really good idea, I'd be like, I don't think Americans going to really understand, And it worked. It worked for a few weeks. I'm telling you, it worked. So, but I was real honest and upfront with Will, because me and Will had a pretty good relationship from the very start. I told him, I was like, just don't tell me anything, because I don't want to know. Yeah. There's another thing. The actual deal is he gets a salary. Don't get me wrong. I was trying to win it. It's $500,000 over 2 years. So he's contracted in with DreamWorks for 2 years. Nobody really knows. The other $500,000 goes towards a development deal, which means a lot of things. That means he can buy scripts off people. He can, if he has an idea, he can kind of work it up. There's a lot of contractual things that go into putting any type of film or any project together. So it's good though. I mean, $250,000 a year is not that bad. But I honestly believe there's going to be projects and deals that's come along for me that I could oversee that, pretty quick, and that's my plan. I mean, I'm really happy to get second because the offers are going to be just coming in all over. I fly out in 2 weeks to meet with agents, and I can. I really need to just find a good agent, to help me kind of guide my career, making sure I'm making the right choices up front, so my career can continue to go where I want it to go.
Anybody else?
Yes. Not a whole lot, believe it or not. They felt that there was a fairness issue too. They didn't want them to buddying up with one particular person. Not until towards the end. The last few weeks, they were a little bit more relaxed, and the only time we saw them was right before the show and right after the show. And but yeah, Garry Marshall definitely felt like he jumped on the F wagon or so about midway through, and really was just a really, really good guy. And I could tell that he was kind of going to be my buddy, throughout towards the end of it. It's cool. He's got some family that's from Richmond, and we've talked before I left. He said, I have to get out there and see him. Maybe we can work on something together. But again, you never know about that stuff. But he's a good guy. He's a guy that I feel like I could call up, and if I needed help or whatever, I could call him up whenever I want now. We kind of got to be buddies there towards the end. So, good.
Anybody else? Just kind of speak up. Yes, in back. Is there a reason why they showed you last? Maybe it's because you're so good looking.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
No, there was no particular order, rhyme, reason for anything. You saw the show would even change every week. It's something different. I think that's why it was not real successful as far as the ratings go. America couldn't really keep up. They didn't even show how we got from the 24 to the final 18. They didn't even show that. I mean, I don't think no one saw the Rotunda type stuff. It's just not really well, which was strange. With Steven Spielberg having his name a part of it, was strange that it kind of felt like they were just week by week, coming up with how they wanted the show to go. But again, I have no area in that and no knowledge of what their thought process was to put the show together. But and I doubt there's going to be another show. So I felt like I'm really, really blessed to have got in when and again, I would have done the whole show. I've said this before. I'd done the whole show. If I didn't have to put my face on screen, believe me, it would have been better. I think it would have been better off for me. It wasn't never about me being famous or anything like that. I wanted to show what I could do. I wanted to show my work. And that's what I did. And I made it all the way to the end. I got to make every movie. So in my book, I'm going to win. I won.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't think that on the reality show that they will have 2 or 3 hour segment of all the shows?
Say that. Do you know what we're doing now?
On the reality show on the Direct TV, sometimes they go back and they show all the shows, like on Sunday or something.
Do you think that they're going to take all the On the Lot episodes, put them on one Sunday afternoon, and we can all sit and watch 6 weeks of
I'd
this?
say On the Lot's pretty much done. Truly. The ratings were just so bad that...
It was coming on.
What?
It was coming on the weekend.
On the Lot? It was showing during the weekends? Like a rerun? Oh, really? Interesting. I didn't know about that.
And we probably still voted on weekends, too.
Were you voting on weekends? Oh, yeah.
Did anybody else? Yes.
When I start making my films while shooting around here, sure. I think at this point, I've got to move out to LA and I've got to work out there for a while. My dream, my goal would be, to bring some LA out here and then let's shoot something here. I would love to do that.
I can't wait for the day when Epic Films is mentioned in the same words as DreamWorks and Sony and some of these other things, and Winchester becomes the home of Jason Epperson, and people are flocking.
We build a studio right over here.
We'll build a studio right here.
Yeah, right over Industrial Park.
We might even buy the entire industrial park.
Hey, sounds good to me. It's tough. I mean, again, that's why I've never really thought about moving out to LA, because my family, my friends are here. I've done really well. The Nashville market has been really, really great to me, and that was the plan before this whole On the Lot stuff was we was going to move to Nashville, and I was really going to kind of work my business up down there. But LA is where it's happening at. I've got to be out there. I've got to be around. I've got to be around where it's happening, and hopefully, I can get out there, get up a couple of good projects and jobs, and eventually get back out here and do some stuff. So
we want to see you come back. We don't want you to be a stranger in
I can't leave you.
small town. That's exactly right. You leave me, I'll be in trouble.